Welcome to Indigenous Media Channel. This is a channel where we explore the truth behind the headlines. I am ready to face trial, Nnamdi Kanu says to the judge. Today being the 31st of October 2019, the judge replies, prison is the safest place for you, Justice Binta Nyako. Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the proscribed Indigenous People of Biafra, which we at Indigenous Media think they ought not to be proscribed because they are a defenseless people. A people that bear no arm, a people that does nothing evil, is being proscribed by the evil regime of President Muhammadu Buhari. How can they proscribe IPOB? Yet they allow Mieti Allah and they allow those who cause mayhem to walk freely. The group, as you know, is non-violent group. Today, the Federal High Court, Abuja, Nnamdi Kanu made an appearance through his lawyer and said to the judge, I am ready to face trial if my safety will be guaranteed by this court. Kanu told the presiding judge, Justice Binta Nyako, through his legal counsel, Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Ifeanyi Ejiofor told the court that the application to restore IPOB's leader's bail so that he could face his trial was filed in April this year, April 2019. We quote, we have an application for bail filed on April 1, 2019. The application served on the prosecution and it is ripe for hearing. We urge this court to restore his bail on the grounds that the court will guarantee his safety when he comes back to the country to continue his trial, he said. On his part, the counsel to the federal government, Mr. Labaran Shawibu, who told the court that he was just seeing the process and he is opposed to that application. This is a very funny one indeed. Shaibu argues that the court, and he urged the court to adjourn the matter to enable them file the necessary processes. Then Indigenous Media will ask, what is the federal government or the defense, what are the counsel to the federal government doing since April that this matter has been filed? Is this another delay tactics of trying to, do evil to a man who invaded his house unjustly? Delivering the ruling today, Justice Binta Nyako, who adjourned the matter till January 16, 2020, said that the only way he could guarantee Nnamdi Kanu's safety was to keep him in prison. And we say at Indigenous Media, that is arrant nonsense. It's not going to happen. She said, even judges are no longer safe in this country. Is that our problem? Indigenous Media would ask. We saw a judge yesterday, a judge from Nkwere, who was abducted in Benin City and his orderlies killed. Yes, it is true that judges are not longer safe, but who caused the insecurity in the country? Is the insecurity in the country also caused by Nnamdi Kanu? If the judges are not safe, grant Nnamdi Kanu bail, Indigenous Media must say, then we will protect him and he's going to be in Afaruku. Judge, we can guarantee you that nothing will happen to him. The judge went further to say, even judges are being abducted in the country, so prison is the safest place for him. But we at Indigenous Media will say, Mrs. Judge, you lie. Prison cannot be the safest place from Nnamdi Kanu because Biafrans are free and they are citizens. They are free-born citizens. They have been before Nigeria. The news agency of Nigeria reports that Justice Binta Nyako had ordered the rearrest of the self-proclaimed leader, IPOB Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu, to the news agency of Nigeria and Indigenous Media, must sound a note of warning to you that he is not the self-proclaimed leader, that he is the leader. The judge gave order in a ruling after revoking the bail granted to Nnamdi Kanu. Justice Binta Nyako explained that the court gave the order because Nnamdi Kanu had failed to appear in court after his bail was granted in April 2019, and again in Ginger Media were analyzed. It is very sad that sometimes one will begin to think that if Nigerians risen from the orifice, how can you be talking of a man and you say that the man jumped bail? Yes, this is a man you granted bail. There was no court of competent jurisdiction that revoked the bail until the Nigerian army went to his house to kill him. How can we explain this? Had they revoked his bail and said, Nnamdi Kanu, come to Abuja, if he has refused to come to Abuja, then it means he has jumped bail. But for a man who is under bail and you have gone to his house to do him harm, and he was able to escape, Mrs. George, that is not jumping bail. Mrs. George, what you should be thinking and what you should be holding to account is who sent the military to Afaruku. Had the military not gone to Afaruku, would Nnamdi Kanu have left Afaruku? Had the military not gone to Afaruku, would the Igbos have lost young Igbo blood who were shot? Their crime is because they were seen in the vicinity of Afaruku. What an injustice to a people. The judge also ordered that the trial will continue in the absence of the IPOB leader. And the judge directed that a bench warrant be issued for his arrest. Nigeria is indeed a funny country. How can Nigeria and the so-called judges who are supposed to be learned be reasoning like this? There is indeed no hope for that federation called Nigeria. The news agency of Nigeria also reports that Justice Binta Nyako had granted Nnamdi Kanu bail on health grounds on April 25th, 2017, and asked him to present 3 sureties, one of whom must be serving senator, that is Senator Senator Abaribe, who eventually stood for him because his own senator was Senator Ahamefuna Oji, that is Theodore Oji. But Theodore Oji could not stand for Nnamdi Kanu because Theodore Oji had a case with EFCC. That was how it was. Now the lot fell on Abaribe to bail Nnamdi Kanu because he was the closest. So, as the surety, that the court asked Nnamdi Kanu to produce 3 surety, one of whom must be a serving senator, a Jewish religious leader, and a highly respected person who must own a landed property in Abuja. And I think this is where Chidoka volunteered to donate one of his lands in Abuja as part of the surety. The judge warned that the IPOB leader, that time in 2017, the judge warned the IPOB leader against granting press interviews, holding rallies, or being in a gathering of more than 10 persons while on bail. She had warned Nnamdi Kanu that the bail would be revoked if he flouted any of the conditions. Now, the question is not about flouting the condition. The question is, had the court found Nnamdi Kanu guilty of flouting his bail, the soldiers whose duty is to protect the territorial integrity has a job of protecting the territorial integrity of Nigeria and not to invade a private citizen's house. Had the court in 2017 found that Nnamdi Kanu flouted the bail conditions by granting interview, by driving with convoy, the right thing to have done at that point would have been to ensure that Nnamdi Kanu's bail condition was revoked. Ask Nnamdi Kanu to come to Abuja. If he fails to come, then you issue a bench warrant with the police. With the police. This is a civil issue with the police. But it beats us here at Njenje Media, and it beats us silly what the Nigerian army had to do with this case. Yet, nobody is asking that question. As it is today, Nnamdi Kanu is saying, guarantee my safety, I will come back to Nigeria. And the judge, Binta Nyako, is saying, the only way I can guarantee you and I can guarantee your safety is to yank you in jail, lock you up in jail. And do you people think that by locking Nnamdi up again, that his well-being can be guaranteed? We at Njenje Media, we say no, we disagree. That is arrant nonsense. Let us meet at the comment section. Tell us what you think. Should Nnamdi Kanu be sent back to prison because the judge is just playing out a script? Or should Nnamdi Kanu just ignore Nigeria until Buhari goes away, or Jibri, or whoever it is, goes away from the seat of power? Once more, this is Njenje Media channel. Let us meet at the comment section.